For this week's Workout Wednesday, we're talking about the importance of rest periods in your sets. What type of rest period is optimal for your results, and when should you make them longer or shorter for personal variation and factors? In general, the recommendations are depending on what your goal is on a spectrum. So if you're trying to build a little bit more endurance, stamina sort of idea, then shorter rest periods are going to be ideal. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe as little rest as possible, things like circuit formats. On the other end of the spectrum, you have things like powerlifting, things where you want to put as much juice and effort into every rep and set that you can. You're going to want longer rest periods, as much as 5 minutes to even as possibly 10 minutes. Then in the middle, you kind of got the hypertrophy grounds recommendations, people recommending 90 seconds, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. So this is probably a good place to start off with a general template. But keep in mind there are several personal factors you want to keep in mind. Things like your current energy level are very important. If you're coming in and you're working out and you're just not feeling very good mentally, or stressed out, or you didn't get good sleep the night before, then by all means, extend your rest period so you can optimize the amount of energy that you have in each set and you're not rushing through things. Also consider the amount of fatigue that you're experiencing from a given set or exercise. Something like a warm-up set of some simple lying leg raises may not generate that much fatigue, so you probably don't need a 2 or 3 minute rest period. Maybe 20 to 30 seconds is fine. That can go for other lighter sets or warm-up sets. However, something like muscle-ups, deadlifts, squats, lunges, things that create a lot of fatigue and get you huffing and puffing, can benefit you from longer rest periods, and that can give you a better amount of energy for subsequent sets. Personally, I find that the most important thing is to have some semblance of structure with your rest periods. Just like you structure your sets, and you're saying how many sets you do or how many reps you're doing, you want to do the same thing with your rest period. It doesn't need to be timed with a stopwatch, but what I do is I have little habits that I engage in between my sets. Things like walking over to the water fountain, or I'll have a walk around the weight room to kind of give myself a consistent amount of time in between each set. And if I need to make it shorter or longer for various factors, then I do so. But I don't want to get my mind just in this whatever kind of realm where I can get easily distracted and I don't have any sort of structure to my rest periods, because then sometimes it could be too long and I get cold, sometimes it's too short and I get rushed and I don't have optimal amount of recovery for each set. So there are my thoughts and questions. More information here. Subscribe and like if you find this helpful. Be fit, live free.